We got a weird one here. I like what I saw, but I don't really know what I saw. What I mean is the first episode of Angels of Death is good, but there's not a lot of information. You can try to guess on what's going on, but you don't really get any answers. All you get is questions while watching the first episode. So I'm going to try to guess at what's going on. I'm probably going to be far from the truth, but at the same time, that's what I like about series, where it makes me guess and wonder what is going on. But before I begin, many of you are probably wondering, what is Angels of Death about? Is it worth a watch? Well, it seems like it's going to be a psychological thriller series that's going to have a lot of dark, grim tones, maybe some edge depending on where it goes, but it does seem like it could potentially have a very good story, depending on how it's adapted, obviously. Now, if I am correct, I believe that this anime is based off of an RPG Maker game. Now, many of you might not be acquainted or aware of what RPG Maker is, but it's like this little program that you can use to create your own games, and in the past, I'm not gonna lie, I used to watch a lot of Let's Plays and stuff of RPG Maker games like Witch's House and all that, and, you know, Ib, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right, but I used to watch a lot of RPG Maker games because it's very fascinating. Even though the games didn't look like, you know, crazy RPGs to this day and age, I like the old, you know, style of RPG Maker games, and I believe Angels of Death is based off of one of those games, which I think is really cool, because if Angels of Death can get an anime, then maybe one day Witch's House or Ib might be able to get an anime, which I really hope something like that does happen. But okay, to get right into it though, from what I could comprehend from the first episode, is that Rachel, I think that's her name, she's crazy. She's absolutely crazy, she's psychotic, and she's probably some form of yandere or something, because there seems to be something wrong with her to the point to where she might have some form of bloodlust or killing intent, where she could easily snap and kill someone. Let me explain. Throughout the first half to maybe 80% of the episode, you see Rachel that seems to be very passive, scared, or not really aware of her surroundings. Like, she seems to be more of a damsel in distress or just thrown into a situation, can't really comprehend what's going on. And throughout the episode, you're given this eerie vibe to, like, what's happening here? Why is she here? Is she dead? Is she alive? Is she, you know, actually in another world? I mean, what's going on here? It's stated that she is basically a sacrifice, but that's not really going along with letting us knowing anything, because for all we know, this can be all inside of her head. For instance, the entire story right now could be going on within her mind, because we know she was in a hospital, we know something happened to her parents, we know her parents are dead, so for all we know, she could just be having a psychotic breakdown, and everything she's seeing is just within her own mind. Or she's dead and she's in purgatory, going between different levels of hell to escape. That's also the impression I got from the way there's different floors. Because when I think of purgatory or the rings of hell and all that going deeper and deeper, I think of how it gets much, much worse or whatever. And in this case, seeing how she was getting to different floors every time that she passed a certain trial, it made me assume that she was in purgatory or something. And maybe she's not actually in hell now that I think about it, because it was stated by one of the killers in this episode that her parents were in hell. So most likely she's not in hell, but she might be very close to it. She might be in purgatory or something on the actual line or the boundary between life and death, which could explain Angels of Death, that they're here to take her life and bring her down into hell or something. But anyways, the point stands is that this episode brings up so many interesting questions about Rachel's character, because at the beginning, she seems like a standard character. She doesn't really seem to have a lot of depth to her. She doesn't seem to be very fascinating or interesting at all. Even design-wise, she seems to be very stereotypical or standard, and she didn't really stand out much to me at all when the episode first started. But then when we got to the bird scene with the injured bird, and then eventually when the bird died, she came back to it and stitched it up. Yes, she stitched up a dead bird's body. That's when I started to wonder what the hell is going on. No normal girl sits there and stitches a corpse back together. That's not normal whatsoever. So it shows that her psyche, she's not right in the head whatsoever. Now, like I said, we don't know if she's dead, we don't know what's in her mind, so we have no answers to that. But her stitching up a bird leads to a lot. And then, apparently throughout the episode, when she gets to the next floor with this crazy doctor, apparently she's forgotten something. She doesn't remember what has happened. And when she does remember, she goes lifeless to where she just wants to die. Which makes you wonder why. Why does she want to die? What happened? Like, what did she do? What happened in her life? I mean, we know her parents are dead, which was already stated, but then when she kind of started remembering everything, then she wants to die. So it's making me assume that she might have killed her parents. That's the impression I'm also getting when we had that final conclusion to the episode. Like, what if she is the one that killed her parents, and the reason why she's here is she's like facing trial or something, and she's going through different trials to be able to redeem herself to where she can go to heaven or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty much the whole basis of the first episode of Angels of Death. It's a good first episode. I know it's not going to be for everyone. It's definitely going to be something that many might kind of overlook or not want to watch because it does have darker themes to it. And I do admit the art animation isn't the best, but at the same time, it does have a very unique setting to it where I want to know what's going on. So, I believe I'm going to continue watching this. I believe I'm going to see where it's going to go. I probably will continue doing episode reviews on this if you guys want more of them, but I do like what I saw. The only thing I wonder about now is if it will retain its quality, get a lot better, give depth to these characters. That's what I am very curious about, because a lot of these series, if they're based on a game, could turn out to be terrible. So I hope it doesn't go down that path and it actually does something properly and develops these characters, you know, slowly but surely. But that's about it. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about, you know, the first episode of Angels of Death? Do you think it has the potential to be the dark horse of the anime season? Do you think it might collapse and fall and be one of the worst shows of the season? Be honest in the comments below. I'm very curious on your thoughts. If you enjoy my content, you know, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below, because for some reason, even if you subscribe, you don't always get notified for when you subscribe. So if you want to get notified for when a video is uploaded, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, I love you guys. Chibi out.